You think you know what really went down between John Cena and Brock Lesnar at Wrestlepalooza? Think again. What I'm about to reveal will completely shatter everything WWE has fed you about their so-called legendary rivalry. The corporate machine has been hiding the real story, and frankly, it's disgusting how they've manipulated every single one of us. Let me be crystal clear, this isn't some clickbait nonsense or another regurgitated storyline analysis. This is the unfiltered, behind-the-scenes truth that WWE executives are praying never sees the light of day. And after you hear what I've uncovered, you'll understand why they're so desperate to bury it. The narrative you've been spoon-fed about Cena being the face that runs the place and Lesnar being the unstoppable beast is nothing but manufactured garbage designed to keep you buying merchandise and subscribing to Peacock. The reality? Both superstars have been playing chess while WWE treats us like we're stuck playing checkers. Here's what actually happened in the weeks leading up to Wrestlepalooza, and I guarantee this will make your blood boil. John Cena, Mr. Never Give Up himself, allegedly went directly to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon with a list of demands that would make a Hollywood diva blush. We're talking about creative control, merchandise percentages, and get this, approval power over who gets pushed in his absence. But Brock Lesnar? Oh, Brock took a completely different approach that's going to shock you to your core. Sources close to the situation, and I mean really close, have confirmed that Lesnar threatened to no-show Wrestlepalooza entirely unless WWE agreed to his outrageous contract modifications. And when I say outrageous, I mean demands that would fundamentally change how WWE operates as a business. The backstage tension was so thick you could cut it with a steel chair. Veteran wrestlers were choosing sides like it was a middle school cafeteria, and some of the biggest names in the industry were genuinely concerned that this power struggle would implode the entire company from within. What makes this even more infuriating is how WWE's propaganda machine went into overdrive to paint this as just another dream match between two legends. They had their commentary teams, their social media managers, even their so-called dirt sheet insiders pushing this fairy tale narrative while the real story was eating the company alive behind closed doors. Michael Cole was literally handed talking points that were complete fabrications. Pat McAfee was kept in the dark about crucial details that would have changed his entire commentary approach. And don't even get me started on how they manipulated the video packages to hide what was really happening between these two titans. The most disgusting part? WWE knew that fans like you and me would eat up whatever story they served, regardless of how insulting it was to our intelligence. They counted on our loyalty, our passion for the business, and our desire to believe in the magic of professional wrestling. They exploited every emotion we have for this industry. Let's talk about what happened during their face-to-face confrontation 3 weeks before Wrestlepalooza. This wasn't scripted, folks. This was two alpha males with legitimate grievances against each other and against the company that was trying to control them both. The meeting was supposed to last 30 minutes and go over basic match structure. It lasted 3 hours and required multiple executives to prevent it from turning physical. Cena apparently looked Lesnar dead in the eye and said something that I can't repeat verbatim due to YouTube's community guidelines, but let's just say it questioned Lesnar's commitment to the business and his respect for the wrestlers who paved his way. Lesnar's response? He reportedly stood up, got within inches of Cena's face, and made it clear that his part-time status doesn't mean he's willing to be disrespected by anyone, including the supposed leader of the locker room. The temperature in that room was nuclear. Security was called. Lawyers were contacted. And here's the kicker, WWE's first instinct wasn't to figure out how to resolve this professionally. Their first move was to figure out how to spin it into a storyline that would make them money. Think about how absolutely soulless that is. Two performers having legitimate issues, and the company's immediate response is to exploit the tension for profit. They turned real animosity into a marketing campaign, and they expected us to cheer for it like trained seals. But it gets worse. So much worse that you're going to question everything you thought you knew about WWE's current operations. The match itself at Wrestlepalooza? Pure theater designed to hide the fact that neither man wanted to do business with the other. Every single spot, every near fall, every dramatic moment was carefully orchestrated not to showcase their abilities, but to protect both men's egos while giving WWE the spectacle they demanded. Cena's usual 5 moves of doom routine? That wasn't laziness or playing it safe. That was a calculated decision to do the absolute minimum required while still fulfilling his contractual obligations. He wasn't trying to have a classic, he was making a statement about how he felt WWE was handling the situation. Lesnar's limited moveset and early finish? Same story. He could have put on a technical masterpiece, But why would he give WWE that gift when they were actively working against his interests behind the scenes? Every German suplex, every F5 tease, every moment of that match was Brock saying you want a show? Here's exactly the show you're getting, nothing more. The finish itself was politics in motion. Neither man wanted to look weak, but both knew that someone had to take the loss. The compromise they reached will absolutely disgust you when you understand the corporate maneuvering that made it necessary. WWE's creative team was literally rewriting the ending up until hours before the show because they couldn't get both stars to agree on how to protect their respective brands. We're talking about grown men arguing over choreographed fighting like their actual lives depended on the outcome. And here's what should make every wrestling fan furious: while Cena and Lesnar were playing these backstage games, younger talent was being shuffled around and depushed to accommodate their drama. Rising stars had their momentum killed because WWE's attention was entirely focused on managing these two massive egos. Workers who had been building toward breakthrough moments found themselves relegated to pre-show dark matches or cut from the card entirely. The ripple effects of this backstage political warfare affected dozens of performers who had absolutely nothing to do with the Cena-Lesnar situation. But WWE doesn't want you thinking about those casualties. They want you focused on the spectacle, the nostalgia, the false narrative that this was somehow good for the business. They're banking on your emotional attachment to these characters to blind you to how destructive this entire situation has been for the wrestling industry as a whole. The aftermath has been even more revealing. Both Cena and Lesnar have been suspiciously absent from WWE programming since Wrestlepalooza, and it's not because they're taking well-deserved breaks. Industry insiders are whispering about ongoing negotiations, contract disputes, and legal complications that could reshape WWE's entire approach to talent relations. Some of the most respected veterans in the business have privately expressed disgust at how this situation was handled. Names you would recognize, legends who helped build this industry, are seriously questioning whether WWE still understands what made professional wrestling special in the first place. The corporate culture has become so toxic, so focused on short-term profits over long-term storytelling, that even established stars are looking for exits. The Cena-Lesnar situation isn't an isolated incident, it's a symptom of a much larger disease that's rotting WWE from the inside out. And the most maddening part? WWE's PR machine is already working on the next manufactured controversy to distract us from asking too many questions about what really happened. They're counting on our short attention spans and our willingness to get excited about whatever shiny new storyline they dangle in front of us. This is exactly why independent wrestling is thriving while WWE struggles to create authentic moments that resonate with longtime fans. When everything is processed through corporate filters and focus groups, when real emotions are immediately monetized and exploited, the soul of professional wrestling dies a little more each day. The John Cena and Brock Lesnar Wrestlepalooza situation represents everything wrong with modern WWE. It's manufactured controversy masquerading as legitimate competition. It's corporate manipulation disguised as sports entertainment. And it's a slap in the face to every fan who still believes that professional wrestling can be art instead of just content. So the next time WWE tries to sell you on another dream match or once-in-a-lifetime encounter, remember what really happened when two of their biggest stars decided they were bigger than the business itself. Remember how quickly your loyalty and passion were turned into marketing strategies and profit margins. The wrestling business deserves better than this corporate nonsense. The performers deserve better than being pawns in boardroom power plays. And most importantly, you deserve better than being treated like a mark who will buy whatever story they're selling, no matter how insulting it is to your intelligence. This is the reality of modern WWE. And it's time we stopped pretending otherwise. The Emperor has no clothes, and the Cena-Lesnar situation at Wrestlepalooza proved it beyond any shadow of a doubt. Comment below and let me know, are you as disgusted by this corporate manipulation as I am? Share this video if you think wrestling fans deserve the truth instead of manufactured drama. And hit that notification bell because WWE definitely doesn't want this information spreading, which means we need to make sure everyone sees it. The truth about John Cena and Brock Lesnar at Wrestlepalooza is just the beginning. There's so much more corruption and manipulation happening behind the scenes, and I'm going to expose every single bit of it. WWE can try to silence independent voices like mine, but they can't silence all of us. Wrestling fans deserve better, and it's time we demanded it.